What up? Welcome back to Cool Kid TCG. We have a mirror here today. We have Blue Buggy versus Blue Buggy. Last round of the tournament. We lost the dice roll. We're going second. In my experience, it's better to go first in the mirror, but the mirror is so funny. The mirror is so wild. Yeah, we'll just see how this goes. But yeah, going second. So my thought process is if he gets two Crockett Mihawks out, I can't double Buggy, but I feel like I should maybe one Buggy, and then as soon as I Buggy, try to push for game the next turn. I feel like that's kind of like the key to this matchup is once you hit the 10 Dawn or 9 Dawn and you Buggy once, the next turn you have to really push. He's going, we're going to start off no searchers each. He's going to swing 8 to life. We take, we go to 4 Dawn. We're going to swing 5 into life. He's going to take, no trigger. And now we're just going to play the Alvida down, draw 3, trash 2. I think Mihawks are going to be super important, but you know what's not important in this matchup is the promo Buggy, so we're going to pitch that. Have to pitch one more card. We're going to pitch an Alvida. The reason being is I want the Searcher to be able to search more. I want the Mihawks because I'm going to next turn hopefully Croc and Mihawk into Buggy into Mihawk. I need to be able to search that out. We are kind of vulnerable in getting Pudding right here, but instead he goes to do his normal plan of Croc and Mihawk into an Alvida. So draw 3, trash 2. A very strong play, in my opinion, probably the best, one of the best plays you could possibly do. Keeps your hand size really big. You could also do the other one, which is Buggy into Mihawk. That's a much stronger play in terms of board presence, but a slightly worse in hand size. So both are really strong plays. That's probably the two strongest plays you can make. We're going to swing 5 life. After we search the Croc and Mihawk, we're going to be able to play a Croc and Mihawk. We're going to pitch a Mihawk to do it. Draw 2, trash 1. Going to pitch the Sables. Probably not going to need that this matchup. Going to play it on the Buggy. Pitch the Buggy. Need to pitch one more card. Unfortunately, I have to pitch a 2K. Draw 2, trash 1. Going to probably pitch another 2K because I want that Searcher. Because I don't have anything good to play next turn. And then we're going to pass. Hopefully we can find another Croc and Mihawk. Once we get 2 Croc and Mihawks out, that we can't be double buggied. He's going to swing 5 life. And at this point, I'm thinking that's awesome that he's swinging that. I'm going to swing into that Croc and Mihawk so hard. He's going to swing 5 life again. We're just going to turn our Mihawk sideways. He's going to swing 9 into it, or 9 into life. We're going to take, draw 2, or we're going to take. If he would have swung into the Mihawk, we would have countered out. He's going to leader ability again. Another Croc and Mihawk. Draw 2, trash 1. We'll see what he plays down. He plays down a Kabaji blocker. So yeah, now we go to 8 Dawn. And the idea here is we're going to swing really hard into that Mihawk. Excuse me, that Alvida. I'm just going to swing into the board, but I specifically think I can kill that Alvida. So I'm going to swing 7 into the 5. Surprisingly, lets it go. Thought we get 2K, 1K. Now I have 3. I'm going to leader effect, so I have 3 down to play. I'm just going to swing 8 into the Croc and Mihawk. I'm going to leader effect, pitch that to play another Croc and Mihawk that we just drew. Draw 2, trash 1. Probably pitch the other Croc and Mihawk we just drew because it doesn't have counter. And now we can do the same play again, actually. We can Buggy into Mihawk, so we're going to do that. I'm going to pitch a 2K to do it because I want to keep that 10 cost Buggy in my hand. Play the Mihawk, draw 2, trash 1, and we're going to draw way more 2Ks. It's kind of after the last game where we completely bricked. Again, this is like in Buggy hands. We're getting all kinds of 2Ks. So feeling good about this right now. Our hand size is relatively big and it's full of 2Ks. We have a Buggy in hand for next turn. He's at 3 life. That's the only thing that's kind of slight. So we're at 3 life. He's at 2. One of the things I feel strongly about though is if he's going to Buggy this turn, he has to play, because he's on 9 Dawn, he has to play a 4 cost and then Buggy. So it means he's swinging 7s at the worst case scenario into our 7 Croc and Mihawk. And I feel okay about that. If he had that Alvida on board, if he would have kept that Alvida standing, yeah, we could have hit his life a couple more times probably. But he would be able to bully us this turn because he could use those 4 Dawn to swing a bunch of 7s. We could swing the 7 Alvida and the 7 lead. He's going to 10 cost Buggy. We're just going to pitch a card to keep it alive. He's going to swing 5 life. We're going to block. He's gonna swing 7 life. We're gonna take, and then as soon as he turns that one sideways, we're gonna swing 7 and then a 1K. So now he passes. We're kind of vulnerable here. We have to really play this smart because we're at 10 Dawn. We can't double Buggy because we only have 1, but we're definitely going to Buggy. I'm gonna start with a 6K swing, gonna play over this Alvita. That's why I do it. I need to swing 6 higher because he has that Kabaji. You could turn that Kabaji sideways if we swing 5, but so we're gonna swing 6. Now the idea here is we're gonna just swing 7 life. He takes again. We're down to 1 life. He hits a trigger of a cross guild search top 4. So I'm gonna keep swinging life again. Maybe this is a slight mistake where I should be swinging into his bodies, but the reason I'm doing it is because I'm going to play a blocker and Buggy this turn. So I swing 5 life. He gives me a 1K. 7 life again. I'm trying to just get cards out of hand, but also make him use his blockers. That's kind of the idea. If I swing 7 into the 7, I think it's just much easier of a 1K. But if I swing 7 into 5, 2K, 1K. Yeah, so I swing 7 into life. He gives us the Kabaji blocker. Now we're going to tap, we're going to leader ability to attempt to bottom deck his Buggy, but he just gives us a card. Now we have 4 Dawn standing, and the idea here is we're going to play down a Moji blocker. Yeah, we played on the Moji blocker. We have 2 cards in hand, and they're both 2K, so feel good about that. Now at this point, he has 4 showing swings. We have 3 blockers and 1 life, so we can afford to take 1 hit. Even if something weird happens where, I don't know, somehow he was able to get rid of a blocker. We have enough counter in hand to counter out of, like, if he double Buggied, for example, we could give both cards in hand and then still be able to succeed, I believe, because we can intercept 3 swings with our 3 blockers. So yeah, now it's just a matter of how he's going to go about doing this, whether he's going to double Buggy, whether he's going to Buggy at all. If he Buggies, he forces a card out of hand. He's going to leader effect to play a Buggy down and attempt to bottom deck our Mihawk, which I think is surprising instead of the 10 cost Buggy, but it doesn't make a difference because whatever he did, we were going to give him the card here. So he has 5 Dawn. If he Buggies again, we still have a card to protect. He's going to swing 7 life, and I'm thinking about what to do, whether to give the blocker or not. We're going to give the Moji blocker. We get to draw a card. He swings 7 again, and I'm thinking about how this is going to go. I could counter out of this because I have a 2K, 1K, I believe. So I definitely could counter out. I could give him Mihawk blocker, or I could take. He has 2 swings showing. And I think what I'm going to do is just give him Mihawk blocker for 1. I think this is a slight mistake because I think I should counter out here. I think I was getting a little greedy and wanted to see if I could hit a Sable's trigger, and we draw a brick. But I think if I counter out here, like we have to give both. I don't know. He swings 6 life, still has 4 Dawn standing. We're gonna give him the Mihawk blocker. Now he's going to swing the 12, and we have to give him the Mihawk blocker here. So I think we could have played that slightly different if we counter out. We probably stay at 1 life maybe, or we force him. Yeah, I don't know. I think we could have played that slightly. I think we should counter out of that 1 swing. But now he has 2 blockers, 2 cards in hand, and we have 4 swings. So we basically need him to not be able to counter out of any swing. Thinking about how I want to do this. And I'm going to start off with a 7. He has 2 cards in hand, so I'm hoping it's not 2K, 1K. That's what he takes. So now I think we can math a little bit. I can swing 11. He can't counter out of an 11. He's going to block with emoji. But he's going to get to draw a card with emoji. Because I can swing 11, 11, 12. And once he can't counter out of this 11. So I'm gonna put 4 Dawn on swing 11. He gets that and the Moji blocker. Now we're gonna swing 11 again. He could counter out of this if his hand is all 2Ks or 3 2Ks and then a 1K or all 2Ks. He can counter out of this. So he's going to think about it. But one thing that's on our side is he has 4 cards in hand, so he's not going to get to draw a card with the Moji off of this. So if he can counter out of this, he can counter out of this, and he's going to go on to win the game. He's thinking about it, whether to give the blocker or not. The way he's thinking about it makes me think he has the counter. So I'm starting to get super nervous. He ultimately gives the blocker. Now we swing 12, and we got it. So he kind of looked like he was a little bricked up there at the end. But this was a wild match. I think ultimately what the decision point came down to was once he turned that Alvida sideways and we're able to bully it. I think that was a deciding point. I could be wrong in that though, because the swings could have gone into his life and could have put him in a much more vulnerable spot, I guess. But I just like the idea of, yeah, once we cleared that Alvida, that on his 9 Dawn, he couldn't swing a bunch of 7s at us and also Buggy. So I think that's the right move, was swinging hard into the Alvida. And I think the move is to keep the Alvida standing, which is what I did. But this is such a weird matchup that, like, the more I play it, the weirder it is. I've seen some things about you should go second. I think it's better going first. I think you're in the controllers. I think once you Buggy once, I think you keep everything standing and then swing a whole bunch of 7s and Buggy on 9. I think that's kind of like the move. Also, if you have a pudding, I think pudding's a really strong card in this matchup. But this was just a grimy matchup. I don't know what more to say. Let me know in the comments if I could do anything differently. Really appreciate you guys. See you next time. Well, I guess this is probably the last time I'm using this list. I'm probably gonna swap out the Love Mellows for something. I don't see myself playing the Love Mellows that much. I think it's a good card. I see the logic behind it. But I think I'd rather have like one of them be a pudding and maybe one of them be something else. Maybe a 3rd crocodile, maybe a hound blaze, maybe a gravity blade. I don't know. I'm gonna play around with it. But those two cards are probably going to be something else. At least one pudding and then maybe one other random card. And then maybe Sables at 3 might be slightly too much. Maybe I should run it at 2. But that's kind of what my thought process is. Gonna tweak this deck the next time I go, but it's pretty close to what it's going to be. Shouts out again to Roranora TCG. He's already tweaked his list from the one he did really well in the Amsterdam Regionals, but this was his list from the Amsterdam Regionals that he did really well on. He's the real Buggy Al-Gaib, so shouts out to him. But again, let me know in the comments anything else I get it differently. Really appreciate you guys, and see you next time.